Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Sunday Morning Coffee with Lisa. I'm Spiritual Coach Lisa Hopp. It is Sunday, January 8th, 2023. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you're doing well, and I hope you're having a wonderful start to your new year. For those of you who are new to this podcast, please be sure to check out my website at lisahopp.com. And also be sure, please, to like, subscribe, and share on YouTube. I can also be found on Facebook under Spirit Teacher Lisa Hopp, and I'm also on Instagram under Spiritual Coach Lisa Hopp. So please check me out there. I would appreciate it so very much. And for those of you coming back every week, my wonderful little crew of intrepid listeners, thank you so much for your support, for your wonderful comments. I appreciate it so much. Thank you. This week's topic. And I want to be sure with this topic to explain, because if you're listening to me every week, you know that I'm usually giving you keys for peace, for manifestation, for visualization, for how to create really the best life possible for yourself. And I'll often talk to you, I even wrote books about it, about the importance of affirmations, of the I am statements. I am worthy, I am deserving, I am more than enough. And that is very, very important. But I'm going to throw a bit of a wrench into my teachings today. And I'm going to tell you that I want you to be quiet. I want you to be quiet. I have found that it is powerful. Now, I have seen wealthy people who are teachers, who are successful, say, keep your goals to yourself. Do the work in quiet. Let them see the results. And that's what I'm talking about. Don't overshare. Don't even share. But should you speak positively? Yes. Should you ever speak against what you're hoping to manifest, what you're doing? Never. There is not one wealthy person out there that says, I can't afford that. I can't do that. That's impossible. They never would say that. So yes, it is important to have your affirmations, to speak in a way that is powerful and empowering. But as far as it goes with decisions that you're making, projects you're working on, it is best to keep it to yourself. And this is why. Because we're all made of energy. And when you put energy out, you get energy back. And when you put the energy out of, I'm in the process of doing this, it's going to run up against potentially those who don't believe in you, those that are embedded in their own story, and would bring you back a vibe of disbelief or lack of support, and maybe they mean well. They probably do mean well. They're telling you the reality, perhaps, or how they don't see that for themselves. And then you start to see and feel the doubts. It sees the doubts. So it's just better to let people watch you, to let them follow if they want, to let them come to the belief when they're ready to in you. You've got to believe in yourself. You've got to be in love with yourself, to be confident and empowered by yourself. Be so sure of yourself as much as you possibly can, and what you deserve in this life, what you want to offer in this life, what you deserve in this life. Be so sure about that. And heal up all the time whatever needs to be healed with that self-thought, those self-feelings, those self-words. So what I did, and that's why I can tell you it works. It works. I've seen it. I've seen people post it, the wealthy, keep it to yourself. But I made a point this year to start my new year quieter. I almost started out like a bit of an enigma. What's she gonna do? Is she gonna do that? I am so living in the moment that it's not intentional to be negative, but I'll always show up for my clients. I'll always honor my commitments in that way. But I listen to myself more, and I think everything out. Is that the best for me? Do I want to do that now? I've also started new things, but I'm not talking about it. And I'm seeing results. I'm seeing abundant flow. Things are working out in my favor. So I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to mess up the vibe. I don't want it to be put out there so that at the risk of having someone raise an eyebrow. And I'm not saying, by the way, I'm not surrounded by tremendous support, but I'm not taking any chances. Everything is being kept to myself. Every little plan, every little list, every little goal, every little desire, it's all being kept to myself. How I choose what to do with my time on a personal level is being kept to myself. It's working. Now, of course, if someone asks you and you feel that you have to answer, of course, just share as much as you are comfortable with. Keep that vibe flowing. Sometimes people wonder perhaps what's up. Just assure them everything's well, that everything's fine. And at the same time, continue to work on your inner projects, whether it be what you want to attain in your life, how you want to improve yourself in any way, how you want to spend your time, where you want to go on vacation, whatever it may be. I have all kinds of decisions I've made, but I haven't shared one. Anything new yet on this 8th day of the new year? I'm kind of looking forward to people seeing the pictures. I'm kind of looking forward to maybe spontaneously saying, I'm doing this now. Would anyone like to join me? Rather than leading up to it. I've implemented this in every way, as I said, personally and professionally. Changing habits, changing goals. It's fun and it's private, and it makes it feel more special. It makes it feel like it's more mine. Sometimes when you put things out into the universe, we're also asking for approval of it. You know, what do you think of this? What's your take? Keeping it quiet. It's yours, and it's yours alone. And as I said, it makes it even more special, and it also protects it. It puts a bubble around it that makes sure that it is all yours and it is protected. And it's almost like living privately. And there's something about that that's also all right too. Calmer. More tranquil. More serene. And I have found it's also made me more generous. I find I'm giving more. And that's a good thing. Whenever we're giving more, whenever we're feeling more grateful, we always multiply more blessings. We always multiply more to be grateful for. So try it, if you will. And you can start at any moment. It didn't have to start at the beginning of the first day of the year. It can start at any time. You see, those who are the most successful among us, they have the keys. They've been studying, they've been researching, they've been trying things out, and they've learned from their mentors. And I love learning. I've always been one that loves history, loves learning new things, loves trying new things. I've always been a bit of an adventurer at heart within. And so learning something to make myself even better, not only as a person, but also as a teacher, well, that's right up my alley. That's what I most want to do. I also want to say to you that it's very important. Life doesn't always have to be about a new project, or time doesn't always have to be productive in some way. Sometimes I just enjoy relaxing. Sometimes I just enjoy very relaxing things, very listening to guided meditations that relax me, or and you may have heard this before if you've listened before. I love watching the cameras follow bald eagles, and there's happens to be a nest that has just birthed 2 new eaglets in Southwest Florida, and just within the last couple days, and I just love watching just a little baby being fed by its mother. And it just calms me right down. These are moments you can give yourself, the same as a wonderful bath or a walk in nature. And that's one thing I think that we tend to share a lot on social media and such, is when we are exercising, when we are doing things for ourselves. And there's not anything wrong with that. However, the more private you live, the more quieter you live, the better. You're more likely to stay with an exercise plan if you're not broadcasting it. It just is the way it is. Because inevitably you're putting energy out there and obstacles will occur. Maybe it's just simply pressure on yourself. I'm not talking about my plans in a personal wellness kind of way. I'm keeping it to myself because the energy is protected. So that's another thing to keep in mind. As I said, there's nothing wrong with it. I've seen it happen since the start of the year. People, taking a photo at the gym or taking a photo of themselves on a trail. That's fine. It's better to make it about yourself, to make it private gift to yourself rather than putting out to the masses. Because then, if you're putting out to the masses, you're also connecting into their energy and you may inspire them. And that's excellent if you do. You also could get someone who says, I would never do that. It's too cold outside. It's too wet. And then you start thinking, you're right. It's too cold outside. It's too wet. So we want to make sure what we allow into our system. Just like you watch what you eat in some way. You want to watch what you allow into your energy field. It should always be protected. You are a China doll in any way, and it's always best to look at yourself as something that matters, someone who matters and should be well taken care of, because you are so important, and taken care of because of how important you are. And so I would never, ever tell you do something I didn't know worked. And as I said, I tested it. Even before the start of the new year, I was testing it. And I'm like, whoa, this is working. There's more good things there because nothing's in its way. And that's amazing. Get out of your way. Sometimes you want a partner. All right, as long as the partner is aligned with you. Now, if there's someone that you want to walk with them. Just make sure to walk when you're not walking with them too. And make it something very wellness related, very caregiving, very bubbled, very protected. And I also want to say, on another note, truly, that because we're so much energy, and because we're connected to energy, stay away from the negative energy as much as you possibly can. Stay away from negative people as much as you possibly can. The more that you can protect yourself, like a rainforest, like a precious item, even if like you are in protection in some way with your body, I'm missing the word, isolation in some way, like someone who has a stem cell transplant has to protect their immune system, has to wear the mask, has to wear the garb, has to stay away. Stay away as much as you possibly can from that negative energy, because the more you can, the better off your life will be. You'll be healthier, you'll be happier, and you'll be wealthier. Now, it doesn't mean you deny reality. It is all right to be informed about what's going on with the world, and, it's all right to be there for a friend who needs you. I'm talking about everyday practices, watching the negative news, being around people at work or at home that are more negative. Try to protect yourself as much as you can. Diet and exercise and meditation often help with protecting you against these negative onslaughts. So again, protective measures, really buffering yourself to give yourself the opportunity to have the best possible life. Music is a wonderful way, good music, of being good for your energy, being good for your soul, being good for your spirit. There is a lot going on in this world right now, and I am not one who believes in giving predictions. Sorry about my stumble. Because predictions are the current path based on your will and the will of others. And if any will changes, the prediction changes. But I will tell you that as we start this January into February of this year, it's going to be more chaotic. And we're seeing it now in the way of our politicians. And so there's a lot of things going on to bring eventual healing to this earth. There's a lot of exposure happening. There's a lot of systems being tested. There is a lot of corruption going on. There's a lot of misinformation going on. Listen to your intuition and know that this time has a purpose, has a divine purpose of clearing the way towards a time where the energy is more positive, lighter, and healthier. But we have to go through all of the healing first. We have to go into the rock bottom in order to build again. And it's important to protect yourself, but still know what is truth and what is not truth. What is karma, because consequences will always happen. They will always make things right. There will always be justice on this earth. But it's so very important to watch the mental health and to stay with who you know you are and what you want for your life, and being generous and kind to others. Again, the more generous and kind you are, the more in the flow you are, and the more it's multiplied. And it not only will multiply back to you, it will multiply out to Mother Earth. That's so, so very important. And this isn't a time, by the way, of black and white, right and wrong. Even though there is corruption, which is wrong, and lying, which is perhaps wrong. Everybody is in their story of healing. Everybody is in their mindsets. And what may be so clear to you is not clear to another. And you may even look upon another and say they're not well. And you may be right with that. But everybody is going through stages of changes within their psyche, within their subconscious, within their energy, within their aura. We're all what is called ascending. And so some are doing it in different, well, everybody's doing it at their own pace. And so have patience. Have understanding, take care of yourself, and seek out truth, because especially during these times, truth is so, so very important. And also, back to quiet. It's not always productive to speak your truth to others, or speak the truth to others. Sometimes people aren't ready to receive it. But that's when we can send them good vibes. That's when, if we feel there's an opening, send them information. But do know, though, that it is a time to be very discerning. Discerning about when to speak and when not to speak. I watch my words so very carefully. Oh, could I say things sometimes? But it's often a time for everyone to have their journey. And for us to understand that the lens is often a different prescription from ours. And that's all that's really going on a lot of the time. So for today, see what you can do to try out keeping things to yourself, the manifesting, the goals, the plans, the self-improvements, making yourself a single first-person job, and allow others to see the results. If you do so, the vibration of the universe will be more behind you, and you will get more help, more helpers, more miraculous moments, just more assistance overall. You won't be able to explain altogether how that worked out, and it'll be because of the energy that you're in. So try it out. Thank you so much for joining me. We're wrapping it up a little early today, but the important message is out. I wish you a wonderful Sunday, a wonderful life. Please be sure to check out my website at lisahub.com. And please, if you're listening to this on YouTube, please like, subscribe, and share. Hit that notification button. I would appreciate it so very much. I plan on doing more videos. Oh, I will share this. There may be more videos coming. And so, please do hit that bell. And thank you again. All the best. Many blessings.